everyone, this is Eli G. Brown / Eli G. Brony here with a very strange looking mock that I've done. This one is what I'm gonna call Kendama Bionicle. And you probably are wondering, where did that name come from? Well, here's where I found out about Kendama. I think it's some sort of game where you hold this stick and you just move it up and down. You have this ball attached to a string, and what you have to try to do is to get the ball to land on top of a cup on the stick, or one of the cups on the stick, or even the tip piece on it. There's a hole on the ball for the tip piece to go into. I got the idea from an episode of Choriki Sentai Ohranger from Super Sentai, the Japanese series that Power Rangers was based off. That particular series is what Power Rangers Zeo was based off of, for those that have heard of Power Rangers but never have heard of Super Sentai. And I kind of just got the idea to try to make a mock based on that wooden robot that was used in that episode, which became Wrecking Ball in PRZ. But anyway, this is just some sort of attempt that I made. I can't really decide if it would actually be something that you would see in the Bionicle universe in either Generation 1 or 2, because why would there be wooden robots in Bionicle? It was just something that I wanted to do for fun. I'm not going to try to come up with a backstory for this thing, or anything. It was just something that I wanted to try and do. Now this uses the Toa-Metru building style, if that wasn't already obvious enough. And I don't think you can actually play that game. I mean, you can move it up, you can turn the gear on the back here, and it can move like that, but I don't think you can actually play the game like that. This right here is supposed to be the ball, and the idea is that it's supposed to go on like that. Of course, I would not be able to. I would not be able to do that normally. Well, at least when turning the gear right here. And I also probably couldn't get the ball to go onto the top. Well, I can do it manually, but not while trying to attempt this. So, yeah. I guess it's just an attempt to try to make something that probably would be good at playing such a game in universe, but on the actual physical figure, not so much. Now, there probably would be some people, like if I was going to decide what universe this thing would go to. If I said Bionicle, I would probably receive this feedback. I would probably get people. Someone would probably say, well, it wouldn't work in Bionicle, either Generation 1 or 2, because they are biomechanical creatures. They're not made of wood. And so a wooden robot in Bionicle just would not work like that. So it just won't work. And that's true. I don't think it would either. But if I hadn't decided for Hero Factory, then someone would probably say this. It won't work in Hero Factory because, well, all of the pieces, every single one is from Bionicle, the first generation of Bionicle. It just will not make sense for it to be for Hero Factory because it just looks too much like Bionicle. And once again, that would be correct. And I totally agree. This looks more like something that you would see in Bionicle and not Hero Factory. In fact, it pretty much just seems like something that wouldn't exist in either of those universes, given that it's supposed to be a wooden figure, hence the brown parts that are mostly used here. It was just something that I wanted to make, not really gonna try to come up with a backstory or what universe this thing should belong to. It was just something that I wanted to do for fun. Now, everything built here is pretty obvious. You got the obvious Toa Nuva shoulder armor pieces in red attached to a red ball cup. You got Toa Kongu's weapon piece, the Toa Metru main body piece, this right here, all that stuff. That's pretty obvious, but you know, what isn't so obvious is probably the head, and I'll get to that. The head is actually using a Borak foot piece. I found only 3 of these Borak foot pieces in my parts drawer, and I just decided to use one for a customized head, and the other 2 would be the feet, because I think that worked out quite perfectly. I was considering maybe trying to come up with maybe using one of the original masks from Bionicle, but I then just decided to have it be, I just decided to make a custom head. Like, this is supposed to be an eye, that's supposed to be an eye. These are actually supposed to be teeth. Of course, they're not actual teeth. They would just be teeth added on to the model and all that stuff. And the foot, this part right here, that's how it goes. Like, just attach it onto there. It was actually a last minute change that I did. I originally had the shooter piece from the Toa Fantoka series, but I decided that would work out a lot better. And it puts a good use for that piece, since I already used a Visorak tip piece in that color, a single one, on one of my earlier MOCs that I made around 2010, I think. It was a custom Toa Pooks MOC that I did when I was doing the Toa Inika and Haga series. Did I say Inika before? Toa Pooks. That's what I meant. Okay. So, anyway, that is about it. If there is anything you think that this MOC needs improving on, do let me know. I will consider making a change if you think that, if I pretty much agree with you, if you think the MOC the way it is not all that perfect. But feel free to leave any suggestions on what you think could be improved on this, and I will see you next time. And before you ask, I was actually thinking of maybe using the Toa Metru arm pieces in the brown color, but I couldn't find any, so I used the 2004 Matoran arm pieces instead. Okay, that's good. I'll see you next video.